course, a lot of questions about what OPEC is going to do next, and just questions about the economic environment in general, which is what we're going to talk about here in the context of jobs. We know that jobs have been going by the wayside in pretty large numbers, that companies have been cutting back in this economic environment, thousands and thousands of layoffs coming in. But the question becomes, maybe there's a little too much cost-cutting here on jobs, and there are other ways in which you could save some money. And we're going to talk about that right now as Jason Zickerman joins us, CEO of the Alternative Board, who's live with us this morning on a very, very interesting story, Jason, is that companies sometimes pay too much to cut workers and could be going in a different way. Isn't that right? Which way should they go?
Well, they could absolutely be cutting jobs too much, and there's other ways of looking at it. I mean, cutting jobs should be a last resort, but be clear that it may be a resort that you have to take. But if you can, by all means, try to avoid it. And there's ways of having the employees, by communicating with them, participate in preventing that from happening.
All right, give us a few examples.
So, for example, I think it's a really good idea to ask the employees, say, hey, how can we save money? Look at everything that we can do to save money. And if they are able to save, for example, $1,000, let them benefit from it. So if they could save $1,000, give them a couple of $100. So by saving money, they profit money, so they could help the business look at ways of saving money.
All right.
But one of the things that we've been talking about with our members throughout the organizations are what are alternatives to an all-out layoff. And we've been looking at reducing their work week from 5 days to 4 days, and that's been quite effective.
Really? So reducing the work week, we have some other alternatives up on the screen right now, cutting salary, cutting benefits, cost savings potentials from workers, which we've talked about a little bit, and everybody chipping in, kind of you work with us and we'll work with you. And one of the other very interesting alternatives I saw that you've, I believe, advocated is swapping employees, right, with other companies. How does that work?
Yeah. Well, that's a very interesting way of doing it, and a lot of our members have seen some benefit in there. It's a way of giving employees to other business owners in the community who may need additional help where they fill a void, especially this time of year where there's seasonal increases in certain businesses. Can you lend an employee over to somebody, have them work, you take the benefit, and they also get the benefit of having people working for their business. But it's very important to make sure you have clear job descriptions, expectations, the whole 9 yards, to make sure that it's a value to them.
So swapping is really not the right term then. You're basically lending the employee. You're not getting anything back in return. You're just getting the cost savings, correct?
Truly. It's lending an employee temporarily until your situation turns around.
Does that actually happen a lot?
It doesn't happen a lot. What we're talking about is many different options where you could apply towards, like reducing the work week, swapping employees, or giving people additional time off. For example, you have 2 weeks vacation, 3 weeks vacation, give them 5 weeks vacation. 2 weeks would be unpaid. But a lot of the employees you'll see actually appreciate that, especially the younger ones who don't have mortgages or tuitions or car payments to pay for. They look at it as an opportunity to go do something fun for themselves.
All right, Jason Zickerman, good to talk to you, CEO of the Alternative Board, joining us this morning.